Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review. So I say this video we'll be discussing. You're going to be the title of this movie, folks. The Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and More Kings from 1979. Yes, that's the actual title of this movie. And it stars Billy D. Williams, James Earl Jones, and for your Rocky fans, Tony Byrne, who plays Apollo Train in the Rocky films, was in, as well as Stan Shore, as well from the later on in his life. He starred in the third North and South film. It was on television. Because this movie, of course, is about the Negro Leagues. It was supposed to be based in 1939. Oh yeah, I should also mention Richard Pryor also stars in this movie. This movie is supposed to be based in 1939, when the Negro Leagues were in its heyday. And Billy D. Williams plays a star pitcher, and James Earl Jones plays a big home run hitter. And of course, they decided to get together and form the own team. They say to screw the owners because they get tired of the owners, and because when the movie starts off, they were playing a game. It was Billy D. Williams' team versus James Earl Jones' team. And the game comes along, and one of the players got beaten in the head. One of the teammates on Billy D's team, who played the title character, Bingo Long, and he played on Bingo's. It was a Bingo's teammate, and he got beaten in the head, and he lost his ability to speak. Just about the entire rest of the movie, he couldn't speak anymore. And the owner of the team, who was an undertaker, decides, look, we can't, usually when he lost his ability to speak, he can't play anymore. So we're going to send him back home to North Carolina, and everybody's going to have to pay, you're going to lose your day's pay, for the game, to pay for his expenses to go home. And the players were, a little mad about it, because it's taking, the money, because the Negro Leaguers got paid extremely low, if any of them get paid, because the Negro Leagues were pretty poor. And there were two leagues: the Negro National League and the thing was like the Eastern League. There were teams on the East Coast, so they were all got miffed about it. And so Bingo, the Billy D character, decided to say, hey, I'm going to form my own, I'm going to say, screw the owners, I'm going to form my own team. So he called out some players and said, we're going to form our own, a barnstorming team. Well, nowadays would be called a travel team. In today's terms, they were technically a travel team. But in those days, black teams were barnstorming, and they were playing a lot of games against either other black teams or white teams, or a team of white all-stars for the major leagues. Used to barnstorm with the black teams, and they were playing head to head and barnstorm, and like an off-season exhibition games, which did happen at the time. So Billy D. Williams says, hey, that's from our own travel team, a barnstorming team, and go around the country and raise, money and try to play, the local teams. Some places, yeah, okay, that's cool. And they said, why don't you get Leon? It was played by James Earl Jones, who was a big hitter. I said, we need a big hitter. Let's get James Earl Jones, his character. So eventually, Bingo convinced Leon to join the team, which happens. So through the whole, good chunk of the movie, you see the team traveling around from town to town, announcing themselves, say, hey, we're the Bingo Long All-Stars and More Kings. And the way to get the term More Kings from, and that really explains, except maybe they were riding cars instead of renting a bus, or trying to get a bus for the whole team. But whatever. If it was all stars, it's one thing, but randomly to get the More Kings term from for this film, and it's not really explained properly. So, but at any rate, the thing that here were there. They were traveling from town to town, and the owners of the black owners in the Negro Leagues, particularly the Negro National League, were pretty upset that Bingo was one of the most popular pitchers in the league from his own team, and he was making money. And of course, it was what you call nowadays an independent. And nowadays, in 2018, it was like an independent team, or maybe we'll call it a semi-pro team. I don't know if they're even semi-pro teams anymore in 2018. But back then, there were semi-pro teams as well, and technically they could be called a semi-pro team. And they were playing teams that were pretty successful. They were making, a couple of bucks here and there, playing all these different local teams. And what happened was the Negro League owners decided to get, or at least there's one particular owner who Billy D. Williams character being alone played for. He got ticked off. So what he did, plus some of the other owners were going around calling all these different towns, saying don't play Bingo Long's team. And we give you a couple of dollars, bribe them not to play Billy D's Bingo Long's team. And that's what had been happening. And so Bingo decided, he figured out what was happening and says, let's play some white teams. They can't ban the white teams from playing us. They have control of the black teams, but not the white teams. So then they were playing the white teams. Then they really got, and then the Negro League owners really started getting mad at him and says, hey, let's rough these guys up. So there's one particular scene, and it is pretty, for 1979, it was pretty heart-wrenching to see this scene. It was when they attacked Richard Pryor's character. There was like these two goons that was paid off by the Negro League owners to rough up the players, and they happened to grab Richard Pryor and they stab him. You don't physically see the stabbing, but they had a knife to Richard Pryor's bare chest. And of course, later on, you see Richard Pryor storming on the field, and he collapsed in the stabbing, and he was stabbed multiple times, and his character almost died. And there was another character, the character that I mentioned before, who was nicknamed Rainbow. The character who couldn't talk because he got beaten in the head and a pretty bad concussion. He got roughed up by the same two goons. And they stole the money that they earned for the gate money, because the character Rainbow was the treasurer for the team, and he had all the money that the team earned for that particular game that they had just played, and he got roughed up, and the two goons stole the money, stole all of it. And it was like maybe about $300, which is a lot of money back in 1939. Let's say maybe like a couple of $1,000 in maybe today's, maybe like $10,000 in today's money. They stole about like $400 from Rainbow. And of course, we all kind of discussed it. And there was a couple of players who were leaving, and they couldn't pay, and Bingo couldn't pay the bills anymore. And the owner of the hotel that they were staying in, this German guy, decided to confiscate one of the cars, and they put it up for auction. And so they lost one of the cars, and then everybody's like all the players like crammed into one car. And then Leon, James Earl Jones' character, he quits, and so it looks like he has to come scrambling back, or Bingo was going to be scrambling back to the black owners. So he had, because he was didn't have any players left, he had a couple of black midgets. I am not joking, folks. They actually had black midgets playing for Bingo's team. And then they had, since Bingo had nowhere else to go, really, he comes scrambling back to the Negro League and say, I got an idea. I said, what? I said, no way am I going to play for you again. But I have an idea. It says, what? Why don't you round up a team of your All-Stars, or Negro League All-Stars, to play my team, and my team has to beat you. You let our team into the Negro National League, and if you beat my team, I come back playing for you. So can make a bet on it. So they shook on it, and then of course when they got ready to play the game, Rainbow, who like I said earlier couldn't speak for practically the whole movie, finally was able to speak. So, what happened? So, I got a fella that hit my head, and now I'm able to speak again. So, well, speak, Rainbow. And he came, and then of course James Earl Jones was planning to come back and play for Bingo's team, but however he got kidnapped by the goons from the Negro Leagues because they knew that if Leon played, he would hit a couple of home runs and most likely help Bingo's team win. So they were holding him hostage at this funeral parlor, and it's pretty funny how Leon, when James Jones' character got out of the funeral home, which of course it was pretty obvious how he got out. He hit him out in the coffins, and the guy says, "Oh, we're gonna have a funeral service. We need to buy this guy." Yeah, that's right. Make it quick. And James Jones was literally physically in the coffin, and then he broke his way out of the coffin, and they actually had the funeral service for this dead person. And he goes, bam! He breaks open the casket, and he runs out, and the woman was screaming, "Ah, he's alive! He's alive!" You know, that had to be like the funniest scene in the whole movie, really. And they come out. He comes out and he starts beating up guys. Steals the hearse, he beats up the guys in the hearse. James Earl Jones or Leon does, and he gets to the field and he was able to come in the last minute, saves the day for Bingo's team, and they won. And of course, there's a woman like Mabel, who was played by Mabel King from What's Happening. Yes, the one who played the fat mother on What's Happening. On What's Happening television show was in to play a woman of one of the other teams, and she got pissed because she told them they'll make this better with this team, and they did it anyway. And now she was cussing them out, saying, they're a bunch of assholes, for doing this deal. And now we have to accept this team in our league, and then we're going to have an extra team that we didn't want or we didn't need, and now they got ticked off. And then he found out, even though this is based in 1939, by 1940 at this point, the Stan Shores character was offered a tryout for the Brooklyn Dodgers, for the team in Brooklyn. This guy from the Brooklyn Dodgers offered me a tryout to break the color barrier in baseball. It was kind of like 7 years, like about 6 or 7 years before Jackie Robinson got signed by the Dodgers in 1945. So it was like really like 6 years before Jackie Robinson. It's a bit of a stretch because the guy's name is not Jackie Robinson. This team is not called the Kansas City Monarchs, which Jackie Robinson, did play on. But to have that was really ridiculous. Really a stretch of disbelief here for that deal. But it was a decent movie. I mean, it does have I thought it was maybe even though the movie is less than 2 hours, I thought it may be 15 minutes too long, in my opinion. It could have been maybe an hour and a half long, and it would have been fine. But I thought the movie was maybe such too long. Me usually don't complain about movie length, as any of you see my videos. I don't really complain about movie length, but I felt that this movie was like too slow. It was too slow, really too slow to get going, and when it does get going, it was like too quick, too fast in there. But I thought that it was too slow movie to really get into the heart of the movie with the team traveling from town to town. That was more fun to go on that as a barnstorming team and stuff. How hard it is for Negro League teams to be successful, and I mean delve into that. but it was really an okay movie. I mean, it's like one of those baseball movies you could just watch once and that's it. I mean, it's not like movies like The Natural or Field of Dreams uh, or The Natural or For Love of the Game or the original Bad News Bears movies. It's like one of those films where you can just watch once and you can just forget it. I mean, it's an okay story. It did have a story because not that many movies out there that dealt with the Negro Leagues that much. I think it was some time ago there was a movie, like some 20 years ago, a movie based on the Negro Leagues, or just before, or the time when Jackie Robinson got signed by the Brooklyn Dodgers. There was a movie about that. But other than that, there's not really all that many movies that's based on the Negro Leagues themselves. Not that much. And this is like, I think really the only one, theatrical movie. So, but like I said earlier, like you just said, it's like one of those baseball films where you just watch once and say, okay, there's another baseball movie, and knocked off the list. And that's what this one was. So that's my review of Bingo Long's Traveling All Stars and Motor Kings. Please click on the video, please feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at rowdyc.com or wdy.c.com. Homepage to Rowdy Reviewer Chris Lee Moore, and please check out all of his videos on this website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.